Peanuts, great. I love peanuts, man. There's nothing like the taste of warm nuts in your mouth in the morning. You got, you gotta love it. So, these are my peanuts. I know it's a bit fuzzy. Um, Actually, it's a bit fuzzy, but it's okay. You can deal with it. These are actually my two small peanut plants that I actually started growing. I got the kit off of eBay. They're easy peanuts that you can actually grow. They're going to come in about a little packet of 35, but there's going to be about 50 of them in there. And how do you grow peanuts? This is the trickiest plant to grow. They might sound easy, but it's not. And I tell you why. Peanuts, you have to be very careful with because one, they're fragile. And can you guys actually see? Okay. They're fragile. So how do you actually grow them? One, you're going to get, it looks like a regular peanut. It's going to look something like this split down. You have to be very careful handling the ones that come in the package. The ones that you're actually going to get are going to be small and they're going to be like half size. Remove the ones that are in the halves, take the ones that are wholes. Look for the ones that have the brown sort of shell around them. But it's the actual peanut. It's not a peanut huge shell. It's just like that thin layer brown thing that you just peel off with your hand. Keep that there. There's a trick to doing this. Now take it, use the John's method that I actually had up there, and put it inside of the water. Leave this inside of the water for 15 minutes. And the reason why is you don't want it getting too soggy because you're going to come up with a problem that I came up with. And a lot of people don't tell you this, but I came up with this problem. So, alright, basically have the peanut there. What happens is after the peanut is inside water for a long time, it starts to get soggy. What you don't want is you don't want these two halves breaking apart. So you have to leave the peanut as it is. Don't move it, don't split it, you want it to grow. These peanuts, right, there are about 4 of the peanuts in here, but the problem is they split in half. You want the peanut to stay as they say the halves grow. Honestly, I've never had one of those halves grow, ever. Of the peanuts I've had, not one half has actually grown. The entire thing has to grow itself. I leave it the way it is, I put it in water, and I use a tweezers and pull it out, because if they split apart, it's a gone seed. If you get it to grow, hey, congratulations, it never worked for me. Leave the peanut as it is in the water, take it out 15 minutes later. Don't leave it in there too long. If it gets soggy, it's not going to be a peanut, it's just going to be a nut. Alright? 15 minutes. Once it's done, remove the peanut, put it in the soil, and leave it. Don't water it, leave it. Leave it there for a day. After the day, you water it. You want the peanut to get in the soil, let it get used to the soil. Once it's done, that's it. Now that the peanuts actually have done that, now let's get into what it does. Peanuts are actually good for 1, they got great amount of protein. 2, the peanut plants need time to grow. I'd say about 120 to 150 days, maybe 160 depending on the kind of zone you're in. If you're in a good zone, there are zones in the U.S. that tell you this is zone 5, zone 6, zone 7, zone 2. If you're in a good zone, peanut zones grow in about zone 5. So if you're in zone 5, you can grow peanuts. Even if you're not, you still can. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you grow in a good container. Start growing it indoors right before frost, which is what I did. Now, it's actually March 3rd, and I grew mine right before the frost. I kept them in there, I let them, now they're slow germinators, they need time. What's going to happen is you're going to start seeing a huge white stem come out of this part right here. My peanut ended up looking something like this with a huge, thick stem coming right out of it. That's fine. This is going to end up growing into the flower part that you actually see, and then it's going to end up going back into the ground and pouring out peanuts. So that's how this ends up working. Now start it indoors right before the frost. It's okay if it's a little chilly outside, but what I do is that I leave it by the window, not by the windowsill. I leave it by a little shelf so it can get the light, but not that much cold weather. You put it in, and you water it every 3 days. That's it. So you need to water it 3 days. So pick days of the week. You can water it Tuesday and know what? Let's do this. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Water it Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's the way you should do it. But don't pour it in, sprinkle it in, get a little sprinkler that you can buy, just a little spray gun, and actually do it. Now, do it before the frost. It's going to end up coming out pretty good. These are mine that are growing out. I'll probably update you guys if it actually grows out more. But it's actually starting. This is about an inch right above it. And instead of using a regular plastic container, I got one of these little, if you actually get Kool-Aid, that powdered Kool-Aid, that's a great container for it. Don't throw it out. Don't throw your plastics out. Reuse them. Recycle them for plants. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's not that hard to grow peanuts. I mean, this was actually a kid's pack that I actually bought, which contained easy peanuts for about 35 of them. You can actually get into a kid's school so they can grow their own peanuts. I mean, you can actually have this in your own home. Start it indoors. Don't start it outdoors. All right. That's all you need to know for now.